I am the chronicler. I shall record your adventures in my book of legends. Tell me of your deeds.
Alright, let's play some more Pillars of Eternity, shall we? Uh-oh. Looks like he wants to say something. I thought I felt your eyes on me, now come to the words. I had questions I wanted to ask you. I need you to leave, damn.
If doubts and curiosity plague you, you're skinning your knuckles on the wrong door.
I saw something strange. You were sitting by a fire and I saw a great light from your staff.
Tell me what you saw.
It was a flash like an explosion, a rushing of air, incredible bright.
It is the light of the Godhammer you saw.
It is the light of the Godhammer you saw. Wow, Godhammer.
It was a weapon of Deerwood's people, a symbol of their independence. It saved the Deerwood.
What do you know about it?
It brought the Saints' war to an end, knocked a god from his perch.
Really?
There are few that would deny Aothis overstepped. The Godhammer reminded Aothis of it. You saw its light because I helped shape it, give it life, and release it into the world. Once seen, its glory is almost too bright to be believed, and too bright to be forgotten.
You helped build Godhammer?
There were 12 of us. We fashioned the weapon, drafted plans for it, prayed for guidance at Ashfall, and it came to me there. Each of us were given a staff made from the forest of black trees around us, glowing with embers and fire far greater than this branch you see now. It felt as if the staff was Margaren's own finger, guiding my hand, guiding the other 11, the shadows of the 12 who had come to stand on the bridge to stop Aothis.
Shadows of the 12?
Even in that stand, there was a ritual to it. For the 12 that stood on the bridge, there were a dozen shadows cast, a dozen faithful of Margren, her fiercest supporters and shapers of the Godhammer. As 12 held Aothis fast, we 12 unleashed our prayers and let the Godhammer fall. Shadows cast by the fire of the Godhammer, perhaps. We shared their fate as well in time. Now the spine of the Deerwood is marked by the Godhammer, marked by Margaret. Not all deaths come with stilled breath and stilled heart, or other stilled passions beneath the waste. Some deaths come from silence. The connection we once shared with Margren. After the light of the Godhammer, it was not the same. It was as if we'd lost our senses, and sense of purpose as well. Instead of victory, being welcomed, there was silence, within and without. Not many can claim to have killed a god. It is less a heroic tale than you would think. And such a death, it changed our faith. All faiths, I expect. Doubt followed, and the world changed. I do not believe Margren was pleased by what we had done.
Why is that?
The world is broken, the wheel stilled. There is sickness in the world's heart. Perhaps the price of crossing a god. Crossing two gods. Even as Margaret shaped our hands, perhaps we carried her will farther than was allowed. Just as Widewind did. Saint Widewind. Mortal arrogance to match mortal arrogance. Yet if the world had changed, then I sought to change with it. If I had forgotten some of Margaret's teachings, I would find them again. would make her see me again. I remembered Margaret's teachings, how reminders on the flesh were more important than the death of a vessel. And I wondered if killing Aethys, if that had simply set him free. Had it allowed him to escape his punishment and be taken on the wheel, like a mortal? As I stepped from the now blessed Godhammer Bridge, I thought of Ashfall. I thought of the War of Black Trees, wondered if I needed to be burned to find myself again. That is Margaret at her heart. At least that is my hope. These are the doubts that befall me. The road to Ashfall is long, gives one time to think. If you think long enough, you do not go home. I left without telling anyone, with only the robes I wore at Halgot, my staff, and my name, which is long buried. Of my fellow 11 craftsmen, disciples, I know not what happened to them, if they suffered the same doubt as I did. But it was underserved. It was wrong. We had done all that, or had asked. Grab victory from defeat and
You feel as your God has betrayed you?
there is something about being used and cast aside. Perhaps Widewen himself felt it. There at the end, when the hammer struck. To be the proof that your God is hollow as the vessel it inhabits. I tried to find purpose, and avoided all contact with other Magranic priests. Did not seek the walls of Ashfall, and sought to make amends to my God through actions. I joined with the Purges for a time, and not long after came the first signs of the Hollowborn. So many crimes, trespasses, violations. The Salvation. Animancers were another sickness born of the Saints' War. A relapse of innovation, of desperation to heal what we had caused. All seemed worse than before the bridge, not better. And as years passed, the world became even worse still for the victory. Worship the whims of some fickle bitch, and you'll never be more than dirt beneath her feet. Worship what she worships, on the other hand. Take her fire for your own, and her esteem comes on its own. Of course, by that time, you no longer need it. Trial and transformation, sure as Durance taught. You think to put the coals to my feet, but what's burned once will never burn again. These talks are your trial, Watcher. You cannot deflect the truth to one who has already been purified by it.
Tell me what happened beneath the bridge. Once the bridge, because we control it, it was a place where we could footsteps. That was more than that. It was a spine of the Jonas and like a such points. I suspect Ethos knew as well, so did the vessel in arrogance. And we intend to burn him with a light of faith on the bridge. Give yourself to it.
We put much of ourselves into the Godhammer. Such a device is not simply a machine. There are elements of the spirit in it. Even Widewind's spirit. We all studied Widewind. He was our enemy, and he had provided the flesh the god wore as a cloak. That flesh made him vulnerable. I knew what fields his hands had tilled, his family, what he had harvested, where he had been born. We sought to know him, what had led him to fight us. You don't kill the god, you kill the man it inhabits, and you leave that man a ruin. Burn him to ash. The weapon was meant to not only burn his flesh, but it would burn his soul. And it did. At the cost of our own, and at the cost of our goddess's favor. that whore be damned.
Damn. Sounds like if you fell victim to your own weapon. Huh.
Perhaps your eyes were blinded by the truth of the Godhammer, Watcher. I feel half a man at times, but even that is twice that of most others. If you fear for my spirit, your fears are baseless. The Godhammer, seeing its light, only fueled my anger and made me stronger, made me re-examine the teachings of Margaret, put them in a new light. I do not need you to cast any more questions on me, Watcher. Nor did I ask you to look upon me without my leave. Get gone, and leave me be.
And we broke him.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, pissed him off. We're learning more about the Godhammer. Interesting. A weapon to blow up a god. That's...
Good day to you.
A soldier of Crucible Knights. God will help you everything. It matters. Fruits. What goes on in Crucible Keep, just as the headquarters of Crucible Knights, so much to store armor, pump. Commander Claire is in the back making plans as usually expected. You'll find a fort in Western Build along with our master and just tight, tell me about the Crucible Knights. We are defenders of Defiance Bay. We are not like a former night here, but don't tell the commanders. I said that we were the first on the position of the role to the largest force in the city. What's this about? Just a requirement of Crucible Knights so that I can vote for the messy field for soul pass. What's wrong with the ciphers? So what if they say you're playing on the suitable work on nature? You've done a good enough job of that. Maybe there'll be some means we'll put you in effort and just huh. Just a car. Check out the forge, but that's pretty cool.
If this is about the breastplates, I already told Cleaver they won't be repaired till next week.
Show him the blade of the endless path. I found several fragments of an ancient sword. Do you think you can repair it? This is a fine blade indeed. It holds a fragment of the family. Commissioned for a champion of some sort. This sword is caliber would be especially designed hilt too. It would be shaped into a blade. You must find the rest of it. I'll forge it for you.
I'm a forge master. I'm a master smith for the Crucible Knights. But the way I see it, I'm also keeping up with our old traditions. The first members of our order were smiths. Nowadays, most everyone's a professional soldier. I suppose it's to be expected, but I think it's important we keep up with our roots, too. We were all smiths back in Hodred's day, though I'm about the only one here who still gets his hands dirty. We're a fearsome fighting force, though these days I think Cleaver takes more pride in our parade formations.
Yeah? My eyes are peeled. Why not? There, done.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sneaky little rogue. Sneaky. Look at the room up there. Just a car. nobody in here.
Huh?
Let's see.
My eyes are peeled. Why not? There, done. Why not? There, done.
That's like 200. Huh.
This won't stop me for long. There, done. Why not? There,
Oh.
done. Quickly and quietly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Highway rubbery.
This won't stop me for long. Done.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Ooh, fighting arena. This is about patrols. My notes aren't really so I should have read between them. Yeah, something wrong with the heritage shield. What isn't wrong with the request? A lot of this walking flesh-eating corpses. It seemed out 2 months ago now. Such a loss of my friends trying to repair. There are enough rumors about this place floating around to keep with the seriously just as Tell me about Heritage Hill. It used to be one of the most pursued quite a big business. They see each other and anything about me. Like it. I never noticed that there back way there was like questions about headmasters and stuff. Let's continue on there. He said earlier something was wrong with Heritage Hill. Okay, I'll look into it. After that, I'm just telling you, when you want to go to Heritage Hill, I lost train of thought that way with you. If people are disappearing, someone's got to figure out what's happening there. To them. If you're so eager to rush to your death, I won't stop you. And if you're so able to put a stop to this, you've got my permission to enter Heritage Hill. I'll send a word to the guards and gate. I changed it, which were waiting for a while. Alright, cool. Got to fight our Heritage Hill. Like some zombies and shit. Is that a shrine or something? Huh.
We just don't have the manpower.
Huh? Quickly and quietly. This won't stop me for long. Done.
Ooh, a fine warbow. Take that shit. about me, fellas. I'm just getting the 5-finger discount.
Refugees from every corner of the Deerwood. The dozens getting them all riled up about animancy. At this rate, we'll need twice the soldiers to patrol Defiance Bay. Yes? Can I help you with something?
Why don't you have enough soldiers?
Fleetbreaker Castle. The High Justice has summoned almost half of my novitiates and more of my justiciars to a keep on the other side of New Hailmar. It's not for me to question the High Justice's orders, but it's left us short-handed. And mark me, we're just a couple sparks away from anarchy.
Is there any way I can help? Always refreshing to be somebody who's there to fix problems and complain about it. Forge Master is working with the Animancy's cause to build what we're calling Forge Knights, warriors that can patrol our streets without suffering things. He constructed the armor we need. The scholar's research revelation has been checked. Build this and the rest of us not been a couple of them, but I haven't seen soldiers very long. Go to the scholar's stories and see if you can find her when you get there. The research is right to us. Anyway. Once you brought him the research, you can sell you any arms or armor. Cool. Here in Defense Bay, anyhow, the Justice Leader on my Cool, that's pretty cool. Built to last. They're building, like, magical suits of armor, bro. That's pretty cool.
Huh?
On that magic bow, bro. That's pretty cool. Fine war bow. I already had one.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Howie River, he ooh, what's this here? This fella.
Greetings.
Does the name Orstrick sound familiar? Yeah, self-respect you want, especially with him all with it's your exhibition hall for that matter. What's the story between you two? Art was always held in commercial opinion, but he went to overlook for the longest time because of filming such actions and service of the Knights. He thought he went too far, he had to call suggesting we had to stay too far from our roots, and so he got I don't see the problem. If the Knights was over their past, they would help them into the fighting force they are today. I quite agree, and that's why Arthur has no place here. He says your affidavit is a forgery. Damn. Just what we do about that perfect in the castle and the Knights. It's a lie, of course, and it should be perfect, but so illogical to you. This bracelet you're wearing, it's become property of the Crucible Knights, so I know it's mine, and it's not for sale. If that's what you're wondering, not every day before I remember that was using the rebellion. You don't just take anyone, remember it, let's see Alright. Uh-oh.
Strange place for a shrine to Abidan, Crucible Keep.
Maybe it made more sense at some point before it gathered all that dust. The only thing the Knights of the Crucible worship these days is the nobility, as far as I understand it.
Damn. Seemed to which older knights, some of them, they were taught differently. So if I didn't see it, there's only way they were, some of them don't have better people reading them. Damn. Rogue knight.
Huh?
Damn. Oh, that's her chit. Okay, that's the chit. That was a big place to explore.
Bring back the feisty one. There's a woman can do some damage squeezing her legs together.
It isn't a parlor trick. Besides, she doesn't take orders well.
She has backbone, that woman. Does it scare you?
No, but I won't be responsible for what happens if you call her whore.
Damn.